I'm at the end of my cigarette and I'm about to freaking make another drink, and here I am researching and came across this. And what this helps me prove is that electromagnetic frequencies do alter one's DNA. Because I sincerely believe that Earth has been infiltrated with artificial technology. And when I mean artificial technology, I mean out of this world technology that has ultimately become the missing link of genealogy. Because we know for a fact that the electromagnetic spectrum is only 1/5 of our reality, and that it does interfere with our cellular growth abilities, sustainability. There's a strong part of it, that. So let's just carry on.
Instead of paying almost $4 for gas, how would you like to run your car on salt water? Now, it may sound crazy, but wait until you see what a local inventor has come up with that could change the world. And as Channel 3's Michael Mara shows us, that's not all he's trying to do.
She was wearing a hot shirt. I mean, like...
Retired TV station owner and broadcast engineer John Kansas was not looking for an answer to the energy crisis. He was looking for a way to cure cancer. 4 years ago, inspiration struck in the middle of the night. Why not use radio waves to kill the cancer cells?
And the best thing that would work as antennas was that I could find at 3 o'clock in the morning was my wife's pie pants.
His wife, Marianne, heard the noise and found her husband inventing a radio frequency generator using her pie pans.
I got up immediately and thought he'd lost it.
Here are the basics of John's idea. Radio waves will heat certain metals like gold. Tiny bits of that metal are injected into a cancer patient. Those nanoparticles are attracted to the abnormalities of the cancer cell and ignore the healthy cells. The patient is then exposed to radio waves and only the bad cells heat up and die. Killing cancer cells is amazing, but John had also stumbled on yet another amazing breakthrough.
You have enough in there?
His machine could actually burn salt water. John Kansas discovered that his radio frequency generator could release the oxygen and hydrogen from salt water and create an incredibly intense flame.
Just like that. If that was inside a car cylinder, you could see the amount of fire that would be in the cylinder. I can put my hand in here.
Put your hand into the beam, nothing happens. Put in a fluorescent bulb and it lights up immediately. At the APV Company Laboratory in Akron, top engineers have checked out John's amazing invention and they were amazed.
And we saw it go up to 1,500 degrees centigrade, the temperature. And it's incredible.
This simple Stirling engine is running with the heat generated by the flames.
100 degrees centigrade, the temperature. And it's incredible.
This simple Stirling engine is running with the heat generated by the flames coming off that test tube. The fuel, nothing more than salt water.
Oh, that could be a steam engine, a steam turbine. Could be a car engine if you wanted it to be.
That's the true American.
The Stirling engine, let me get into that. Good God, there's so much rich information. And this is why I love the fucking internet. We need to protect the people.
Innovator. Someone that is not looking for something, he just finds it.
This is the most abundant element in the world, water. And salt water is everywhere. And to see it burn actually gives me chills.
So imagine the possibilities. Salt water as the ultimate clean fuel. A happy byproduct of one man searching for a cure for cancer. In Erie, Pennsylvania, Michael Mara, Channel 3 News.
That is amazing. We want it now. Inventor John Kansas says that if some big company wants to buy up his...
Like, tell me. That's a sexy blouse. Good job.
Salt water fuel invention, that's okay. He wants to...
And her hair. Freaking... talk about, tell me the news all day, baby.
use all the money to finish his quest to find a cure for cancer.
So,
Others with one of those remarkable handheld ones which relied on only the heat of the hand. This is a Stirling engine, one of those remarkable handheld ones which relied on only the heat of the hand. So the difference in temperature is merely the difference between my warm skin of my hand here and the top surface, which is the room temperature. And they only came out a few years ago because the technology is quite advanced, and to do it you've got to have very, very fine, very, very finely made materials. Isn't that amazing? It's already working on the heat of my hand. So this hand, my hand is providing heat for the bottom plate, which is warming the air, and that then pushes the piston up, the little power piston here, and the air then is moved downwards by this little displacer here, which looks like a piston. It's actually just an air displacer, and then the air is moved into the contact with the top plate, which is quite cool still, cold to the touch anyway, and then it contracts and pulls the piston down. It's astonishing how quickly, though, the air alternates itself between the cold and hot state, enough to make this thing rotate at quite a good speed. If I put this onto a block of ice, it would actually go the other way around, which is a nice touch as well. Or if I had a very, very cold hand, much colder than the temperature of this top piece here, the thing would then spin in the opposite direction, the anti-clockwise direction. But as long as there's a temperature difference between the bottom plate, which is my hand, and the top, this will keep going. I'm only pushing it down. I don't hold it down anymore. This is superbly made. The engineering is quite astonishing.
Part of the reason why this works is because, here, there's a, high frequency rays in the form of temperature of radiation, and I'm not speaking 100% clearly as such. This is merely for the layman, and believe me, I'm not much more than a layman, but this one is more of a flat one because the hands are actually cooler than body's temperature just due to the appendages and whatnot. So we can safely say the hand is at 96 degrees Celsius Fahrenheit, whereas the top is probably at ambient temperature, which is 72 degrees. And so that 20-degree difference in the pressure between here and here, that's what makes the difference. Because we have there's the piston, and when it goes up, that's because of heat, right? And the reason why it is driven down is because of the cold. So the heat drives it up, and the cold drives it down. In turn, it stays heated, and we have repetition. It's not perpetual. No such thing as perpetual motion. Well, I shouldn't say there's no such thing. It's just that it is a far-fetched concept in our 3D world. So why is this important? Because, well, if heat is, if we're worried about climate change and the rising of temperatures, then a pure capitalist would have realized that, hey, there's all this energy out in this world, and we might as well capitalize upon it. And the differential of the temperature between the air and the ground is enough to create a generator. If a hand can generate electricity, granted, there's always loss in it. It's not 100% efficient. 100% efficient. 100% efficient is perpetual motion, and there is no perpetual motion. There's heat loss. There's loss of energy in some fashion. But what we can do is utilize the ambient temperatures as a means to drive essentially Stirling engine farms instead of using propellers to drive wind energy, because the turbines have yet to be fully developed. And so with wind technology, we are still the Wright brothers. Whereas Stirling engine, it is something that has been suppressed. It's been around for, I believe it's 100 years and plus. So we might as well, capitalize on this technology. But the problem is that with this technology, especially using fossil fuels to start driving things, I mean, like, because this burns off ethanol. It burns anything, uh, anything where there's heat and uh, anywhere that there's energy, this engine works. That's the threat to technology. Is this technology right here? It doesn't matter about salt and everything like that. Let's just go into, and I don't care. Stirling engine room temperature. Uh, oops, salt as a combustion engine. And yeah, lift off the pen and teller. And take care, be safe, be kind, stay strong, and stay thinking, people. I know what I'm talking about.